Okay, ready? Irma Mendez, hit it.
All right, Irma, do you mind starting off with telling us a little bit about the history of the Youth Advisory Board, why you became involved?
The history with the Youth Advisory Board is that it kind of just started as a brown bag luncheon. People were interested about how they can help support their youth more in enriching their growth and getting their voice heard in the community and feeling that involvement and empowerment that they have a say in what's going on around them.
And how have you seen the Youth Advisory Board evolve over the last 3 or 4 years?
I've seen it evolve tremendously just in the way of how we hold our meetings. They're like structured. They continue to get really structured. We know what we're doing in the beginning. We know what we're doing during group, what we talk about, what our next steps are, and always talking about updates and getting feedback from our other Youth Advisory Board members. What was the other part?
Well, and what would you say, that's awesome, what would you say would be the mission or the goal of the Youth Advisory Board?
I would say that the mission and goal of the Youth Advisory Board is just really getting a youth empowered in using their voice, or showing support to them that they are considered as a one that can force change on things in their communities, and being heard, and not just thinking that this is a system where these are the rules, this is what's going to happen, and you don't have a say in it, and being able to say hey and giving their voice is what really helps.
And what have been some of the things that you guys have gotten to do in the Youth Advisory Board?
Some of the things we've gotten into with Youth Advisory Board is networking. We've networked with like going to conferences for the Daniels Foundation here in 2014, and it was really nice to see other youth advisory boards across the state or the United States. It was just really nice to know that there's also youth just like me in other little cities and other little towns that also feel like that big just spark of like, oh my gosh, like I can make a change and I can use my voice, and just staying involved and being involved, and that's that. And we've also networked with a lot of agencies like the Sunflower Bank, financial institutions wanting to let us know like, hey, if you have questions about banking, come to us or ask us. No question is too dumb. Workforce centers have reached out to us at Youth Advisory Board, and also like the behavioral health for the state of Colorado. It's really cool that we've gotten connections with people knowing that these are like major players that want to know about us little league people. But it's cool that we're getting known.
What is the thing you're most proud of with the Youth Advisory Board?
The thing that I'm most proud of with Youth Advisory Board is just the mini community we've become, and it really shows with like our t-shirts that we were all able to give our input on like the colors, the designs, the mission statement. It's just like a piece of all of us there, and how we're really just like a group of individuals that have come from different paths in life and all ended up on this same little t-shirt or mission statement, and now we're just like this cool little group that's making changes.
And where do you hope the Youth Advisory Board goes from here?
I hope that it just becomes something national and natural. Like, it's not going to get questioned or looked at like, what are you guys really doing or what's really going on there. It's just something that's going to be known, like, oh yeah, that's what Youth Advisory Boards do. This is what, it's okay for them to like hang out, talk, and make changes and voice their opinions.
And why do you think Youth Advisory Boards are important?
I think Youth Advisory Boards are important just because it gives the youth or the individual a chance to give their voice, where everywhere else so far they're, being told this is this is that, and they're just like, okay, and get minimal words in. And with youth advisory boards, you just get this empowerment and self-confidence and just growing, knowing that there's other individuals that went through something similar and that they've made it just fine.
What other leadership opportunities do you feel like have come up for you over the last couple years?
I feel that some of the leadership opportunities that I've gotten through Youth Advisory Board is that I feel confident to use my voice in Youth Advisory Board, and I see how my peers light up or know that they can trust like what I am saying or what my opinions are. So I just feel great that I have like that ability. Also with being able to make some changes to my full-time position where I was able to still participate, and they gave me like that confidence and trusted in me that I wouldn't like abuse this opportunity and try and like get more out of it, but I just took that moment and said, hey, I really have an interest in this. I know that I have a full-time position doing something other than Youth Advisory Board, but it was cool that I feel like I was the first of its kind to get that opportunity, which was really cool. And I think I got to do that. And the other thing is that I got to go to the NACAC conference in Orlando, Florida in May of 2015. And Jockey was one of their sponsors. I have their shirt on. Hey. And it was really great to be able to just fly out to Orlando and be in the area and get to learn more skills for youth leaders. And it's just cool to know that we're always just building on top of being leaders and just strengthening our abilities. And I just love like all the opportunities that I've gotten.